Well, here we are in the NBA playoffs, and we're so excited again because we have waited all year to get here. And why do we wait all year to get here? Because, you know, when you got a season that's so long, everybody kind of gets, oh my goodness, but guess what? Mid-season, they start paying attention. Why is that? Because there's only going to be 8 teams from each conference that get to come through the conference tournaments. And if you're going to be one of those 8 teams, you better have a good record. And so that's when it starts getting real. About mid-season in the NBA, it becomes real. They have to start working on their win-loss, 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 because it's a major contributor as to who's going to make it into the conference tournament. There's actually 3 phases in the conference tournament. It's not just one, we all go in and we all play and we have a tournament. No, there's actually 3 phases. There's first round, and the first round has all 8 teams coming in and they play each other. And then the winners of those, they go into what they call the conference semifinals. And so they get into the semifinals, and again, win-loss, 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 and then they make it to the conference finals. Coming out, East, West, East, West. Finals, now we're talking about NBA playoffs. But hey, it's still fun. 6 teams go in automatically because there are 8 teams as they go into that first round. The other 2 teams, you know, the 7th and the 8th, they get to do the play-in. They have to play each other to get in. So those are great games as well, because if they don't win, they don't even make it there. So once they're all selected and they have their 8 teams in each, how they match them up, because, you know, they say, hey, we want our number 1 team to be there, right? You know, so even though the 8th team did play their way in there, we still kind of want to give the number 1 team an advantage. So what we call a seed, really it's a ranking. You know, you have a seed, the first seed or the best team, what they're all saying is the best team, they play the 8th team. Second team plays the 7th team. Third team plays the 6th team. And so they do that for a reason, because they want a great tournament. And if somebody has come out through the season and they have the best record, they should have an advantage. You know, just because you had a great, you know, tournament play-in doesn't mean that you're going to be the top team. They want the top teams in there. So it gets even more fun, and this is kind of interesting. It takes almost 2 months to get through the NBA playoffs. Why? Because these teams they don't just play one and done. They have a 7-game series. And so now they start playing each other, and they go home court, visitor court, home court, visitor court. And so go back and forth and back and forth. 7 games. First one to win 4 games, they move on to the next round. And so it does take a little bit to do that. For you, just to keep an interest going, you know, you might just bet what they call a future bet. And so you could look at it at the very beginning and say, well, let me see the futures on here. And what does futures mean? Remember, we've talked about this before. Futures, it could say, oh, for example, I want to bet the Warriors. And I'm going to bet the Warriors what the book calls plus 450. Don't be fooled. We've talked about this before. That basically is 45 to 1. Drop your 0. But it means if I bet $1 on the Warriors, for them to make it all the way through the tournament, my dollar would win me $45. My $10 would win me $450. But the thing is that by doing a future bet like that, you get to watch them the whole time and root for them the whole time. Hey, if you really want to, you could do East Conference, West Conference, and then you have rooting ability through the whole conference, and you get to watch great games. So this is the best time of year of all for NBA playoffs. But note that you have to go through conference playoffs first, and then we're going to get to those championship playoffs. And it is so exciting. It's one of the best ball playing you'll ever see. Thank you for joining me today. And please like and subscribe. If you have questions or you have topics you'd like for me to talk about, comment below. I am Patty Davidson, and I am here to teach you how to bet money, honey.